Hello everyone, welcome to the lecture series by TSM Academy, and in this lecture series we will be covering each and every topic of O-level physics. So the first lecture of physics is about measurements. So what is meant by measurements? Measurement is when we find the quantity of any object. Let's say when we find the length of any object, it is a measurement. When we find the mass of any object, it is also a measurement. So measurement requires unit. We have to, if we have to measure any quantity, we must require the unit in which we want to find that quantity. Let me give you an example. If we want to find the length of an object, we will need a unit in which we will find the length. Let's suppose I say I will find the length of that object in meters, so meter will be unit. Without the unit we can't measure the length of any object. So first step is to select and choose a unit for the respective quantity, and once we have done this, we will use an instrument on which having a scaled mark in the unit, an instrument on which the marking is done in the respective unit. Let's suppose I use a meter rule on which the reading is marked in meter, which I will use respectively to find the measurement, that is the length of any object. This is how it is gonna work. So when we are talking about the measurement of different quantities, overall in physics there are certain quantities which are the base of each and everything. So there are three quantities which are selected as the basic quantities in physics, and these quantities are length, mass and time. These are the basic quantities. It means these quantities don't depend on any other quantity. However, other quantities depend on these quantities. How the answer is, let's suppose length is not dependent on any other quantity, but area is dependent on length. Let's suppose area of rectangle is length into width. So this area is dependent on the length and width. Width in itself is the length. So area is dependent on the length. Area is not a basic quantity, whereas length is not dependent on any other quantity. Therefore, we can say that length is the basic quantity. Same is the case with mass and time. To measure different quantities, we are given a system, a standard system which sets standard units for different quantities. This system is known as SI system, which stands for System International of Units. So, for different quantities, this system provides us different units. For example, for the length, this system gives us the unit meter. Meter will be SI unit of length. For mass, the system provides us kilogram. Kilogram is the SI unit of mass. And for time, this system gave the unit second. We can't use centimeter, gram or millisecond as a SI unit for these quantities. For these quantities, the SI units would be meter, kilogram and second. This was the short lecture about measurements, in which we try to make you understand how why measurements are required and how the system works, and what are basic quantities, and what is system international of different units. So in the upcoming lecture we will see in length about the length, area and volume, and about different other quantities. We will see how these quantities are measured and in which unit those quantities are measured, and all other details regarding that. So if you like this video, and if it makes sense to you, if this topic makes sense to you after watching this video, please do subscribe the channel, hit the like button and share with your fellows and friends. Thank you.